Bengurian Airport. Nereu haha basi sorry. Kutoka Kenya. Tumaria no hidi twakinya Israel. Bengurian Airport. Nereu twe basi ne twerekeire mukawa-ini haria tuguthie kuria lunch. Na thutha wa lunch tukugia na a free day umuthi. Thutha wa free day rucio tukaroka guthie Egypt. Nagetha tuyonere magagania.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tuko mix.
Na sasa tunaelekea Tel Aviv ambapo tutakaa hapo mpaka jioni. Tutaenda tupate lunch, alafu tuonyeshwe mkahawa, alafu tukae huko mpaka jioni ambapo yule ambao anaitwa Dani atakuja na pengine atatueleza mambo anataka tujue.
This is we just come to Tel Aviv about 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers from here will be in Tel Aviv. Yeah, okay. This building is Tel Aviv. Okay. Who is that person here with the motorcycle? Oh, this police of the army. They have now the general. Oh, General Mohammed of Israel. Yeah, General of Israel. Yeah, okay. He has a lot of security, like first. Okay. Tell me, where are you from? Kenya. Oh, Kenya. Welcome. Gari cia guku itibaraga mwena wa irio ithondeketwo na igari kiume. Air conditioned video. Air conditioned video.
No jokeithia Ngai ngatho nĩ ũndũ wa gũtũkinyia gũkũ. Ithuĩ twoima ndege twakinya o kĩharo kĩa ndege. Twacoka rĩu twathiĩ rũgendo twa mbathi rĩu ningĩ tũrorete mũkawa-inĩ tũthiĩ tũkahurũke tũroke gũthiĩ ningĩ Misiri nĩgetha tũkone magegania ma Ngai. Niĩ ndirĩ na ũndũ ingĩhota gũcokeria maitũ Maria tondũ wa kũnjikaria matukũ maingĩ na akanjetereria.
Hata leo elaini ndio kari. Maria, no na mataba iguru.
Kana ni wagunya kwenu wagunya nawe ni wanumba kidu wacoke guthesa andu matigacoke kuo guo nagira matamũrathema
Tu maikarĩte wega magĩthoma
South Africa.
Yeah,
South Africa. Very quiet.
Then we live in a very noisy town.
It's very cool.
Because then we live in a very noisy kaploti ke hando no marenda kukira hapo.
Mara kuraganira omundu umwe tisikigira gĩtire
Miko hodi miko سألت بطريقة كيف ما أبراش يعني لدو luego notaré broadcasting. Broadcasting how the kind of this one? Yeah, the videos.
بعد شكلنا قائد كيف تقول 3 شهور انه لا معرفة ساعة يصير بسيطة في الولايات هو بسيطة ولا يجوز تسليم لكن يقولوا ما تتعطى سيطة انه
kamteka not walk where can we get the hats moto wala kukula kwa ile kwa na
We are going to which hotel?
Ambassador Hotel. Partner.
Brighton.
Beach.
Gũkũ nĩ mũgũka gũthambĩra.
no mwaka muka mweyanike gũkũ mĩgũthienda nĩũratwire tũkuo mũkawĩre kĩguo
Inakuwa
Yaani ule mundo kitu pale kugana au kutimuli. Mediterranean ni.
niena mwaka ngombe ũguo kanyi ciumia igĩrĩ hurũke. Ciumia igĩrĩ cigũka rĩu acoka Kenya wega. Akĩona gũkũ gũgĩthakario.
Na mundo anakuambia mundo kwa nini unatoka na tarehe kanya mtayo kumbo hili wote kanini.
na nĩguo kagĩrĩa gĩko
Bũrũri ũtogĩa
no atarii
Abantu kũrĩa?
Yes.
This is where we are going. Kwa nĩguo mũkawa witũ?
exchanging merchandise with money. We buy from Belgium rough, we have the technology, we polish, and they buy back from us polished. The diamonds are coming here at a free market, and also the syndicate who controls the diamonds all over the world, mainly, they're sending diamonds to those people who are qualified, that they can polish, they have enough polishers, they are capable to deal with 4 times a year. Every time is $700,000 minimum, can be over $2 million. And we cannot tell them that, well, listen, I didn't have a very good time these 4 months. I rather just not buying from you. I cannot say that, because once I lose it, then I lost it forever. It means even though the people that are not any longer in the business, but they are still having the right or having the site, the parcels, right from the syndicate. And they are giving it away for few per mile of percentage. The diamonds are coming rough, and believe me, if you see rough diamonds, you don't even bother to pick it up from the street. No life. It looks like any other stone. We polish the diamonds. The diamonds are very... If I'm going to make 2 stones of 1 large, clear, pure, or should I make 1 stone with inclusions in it and see which one I need more and which one I make more profit? That's the reason. If I let the professional think one day on 1 stone, what I'm going to do, what is better, rather than lose $1,000 if I do quick decision. Now we call it 4C. How we make the price? To buy diamonds is very difficult. You go to a shop, he will tell you a price. You go to another shop, he will tell you different price. So you don't know what to do. You say, I asked the same thing, and he give me $500 cheaper. What happened here? Something wrong. You lose confidence, you don't buy. To tell you what really makes the price is the 4C. Cut, color, clarity, and carat weight. Cut, round diamond, is more sellable diamond. I sell easy. Everyone wants round one. When I can see that I cannot make round one of the stone because it comes from Mother Nature, it comes with different shape, then I'll do some other shape. Sometimes the stone comes really like a pear shape. So might as well I make pear shape and don't lose material to come to the 1 carat, which is really big, is only 0.2 grams. So it doesn't weigh a lot. But if I have 1 carat, it's different price. If I have only 1 point missing, 0.99, it's already 17% cheaper. It means when I make the stone, I have to check very carefully the weight to make sure I will not go under the 1 carat. Now 2 stones of a half a carat is also 1 carat, but it's not the same price of 1. The larger the diamond is more rare, more money. 10 diamonds of 0.10 each one is also 1 carat, but it's a small stone. Small stones cost cheaper. 1 carat is about $900. 1 carat of small stone, but 1 carat of round one is about $4,000. 1979, the diamonds were what we call diamonds.
And I wish you a pleasant time. And I'm a tour guide. My name is Ami, and Eli is our driver. And we'll be driving now in direction to the border, to the Egyptian border. And we are right now living behind us Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the big city, big metropolitan we say, but not the capital of Israel. Of course, the capital is the holy capital, Jerusalem. You'll be seeing very soon. And I know how important it is for each one of you. But Tel Aviv is a business city, beautiful city, nearby the sea, and also have a history. And the beginning of Tel Aviv actually is coming from Jaffa. And Jaffa is straight ahead of us. And actually Tel Aviv was developed from a little colony of pioneers that organized themselves from Jaffa and settled out of the gates, out of the walls of old Jaffa in the Turkish period, almost 100 years ago, less than 100 years ago. And it was the beginning, we may say, the seed of Tel Aviv today. We call it the first Hebrew city. I mean, Hebrew city in modern time, after 2,000 years, that the Hebrews have been actually dispersed all over the world. By whom they've been dispersed? By the Romans, 2,000 years ago, when the temple was destroyed in Jerusalem. So this is about, we may say very soon, we're coming to the edge, the stitch between Tel Aviv and Jaffa. And we may see some high buildings, hotel, commerce chamber, and so on, which they are nearby the sea. But already, from a distance, we can see already Jaffa, and we can see even St. Peter Church. Can you see it, everybody? Right. That church, called St. Peter, is a Roman Catholic church. Nearby, there is an Armenian church. Not too far from here, but not from our view, there is an Anglican church. What's the point that all of them are called St. Peter? Let me tell you, St. Peter lived in Jaffa at the house of a man called Simon the Tanner. Remember? In the books of Acts, chapter 10, 11. And on the roof, he had this vision. Remember? All the reptiles coming from the sky, the sheep with all the animals. And he says to Peter, that boys kill and eat. And Peter is hesitating. He says, it's impure. How should I eat it? And then he heard a voice says, if I told you, you can eat. It's very, very important because this is for the first time. Later on, Peter is going to Caesarea. And in Caesarea, he actually converted a Gentile, a man, a Roman, Cornelius, to be a man with faith, to be a believer. Cornelius, he asked for Peter to come to Caesarea. We can learn from this. This is the first time that to be a believer, to believe in Christ, was not only among Jews, what we call the Judeo-Christian, but for the first time a non-Jewish person became a believer. And later on, Peter is spreading the good words all over the world, and he's in his direction to Rome. Okay? That's why most of the churches here in Jaffa are named after St. Peter. Jerusalem. This was the commercial way, and this is the pilgrim's way. The horses with the coaches in the ancient time used to climb exactly the same way as we're using right now. This is the ancient direction to Jerusalem. The pilgrim's way. Jaffa was in the ancient time the gate to the outside, the gate to Europe, the gate of pilgrims that they were coming to the Holy Land. Jaffa, there's also ancient stories about Jaffa. Remember Jonah and the fish? Jaffa. So many important things are related to Jaffa. Jaffa, we have some foundations there that they are coming to more than 4,000 years old. The latest construction, those are from the Turkish period, from the Ottoman rulers from the 16th century up to the 19th century. You know, in the beginning of this century, World War I, when the British Allies actually liberated the country from the 4 centuries of Ottoman rulers, Turkish rulers that they ruled this country. So this was the first time also that all the countries, the different countries, the different religions, different faiths begin to operate freely with no differences between any religions, with the respect of everyone. The British authorities, when they came, they said, no one religious will be superior above the other one, will be a total freedom of worshipping in the Holy Land for every religion. And of course, this is the law that we continue to respect, and we must respect this law always. Very soon we'll be joining the highway which is leading down to the south of the part of the country, the southern part of the country. If you're looking above the buildings now, you may see that they have those what we call tankers in the buildings. What they are keeping actually, those tanks, they're keeping water tanks. But actually those are water heating systems. And the heating system are solar heating systems. We today is a little bit covered, a few clouds above us, but normally we have most of the year a blue sky, it's warm, and there's almost no rain for more than, may say, about 8 months. In the coastal area, we have no rain, 7-8 months. So, we have a lot of sun. The sun is also energy, and we transform the sun's energy, the sun's rays, to solar energy, to heat the water, and it's very interesting. It's good for every family. It's supplying the warm water that they need at home for domestic use, and it's very, very useful. Of course, today we have modern systems, even much better than the one individual one above the roof, because it's not very nice aesthetically. That you might see from time to time on big buildings, condominiums. Area that we might think has been the house, but there is one particular house which is an actual house, and some Roman remains under the house, and there is a certain theory that might be the place that St. Peter lived. It's quite hard to tell because it's a little area, and Jaffa was not very big at that time, it was a small area. We are at the right area, but we cannot point exactly which one was the right building of St. Peter. In the communist time, Jewish people were not allowed to come to Israel. Only the last 10 years, slowly they released the leash. We may say that for the first time after many years, many Jews are allowed to come from East Europe to Israel as free immigrants. So there's a lot of construction in the country because we have so many people. Avocados and rivers and grapes. Yeah, grapes and many other things that we export to Europe. We export flowers also. We have a very, very big system of exportation, marketing in Europe of fruits and vegetables.
And now, as you said that you've had a short rain of about 9 months.
Yeah.
Since you had rain, how do you get your source of irrigation?
A very good question. How are we getting this source of irrigation if we have such a low rating of irrigation system, developing irrigation system, and we have in Israel what we call the dripping system. You know, it's a very small pipeline, black one, plastic, with little nozzles, and the nozzles gives the right amount of water to every single plant, and it's reaching the roots. Today we are using from the same system also the fertilizers that will come through the plant, through the system.
This is maize or what is it?
This is corn on the right side. That's corn. Cornfield.
How many kilometers is it? From Tel Aviv to Boda. How many kilometers?
כמה זה מתל אביב היום לרביע?
שנתיים ו40
קילומטרים זה יוצא 150?
160.
About 160 kilometers.
160 kilometers.
From Tel Aviv to the border is about 120 miles, I think, something like this. City, some remain or find there. And in the late 60s, the city was erected here. Finally, it was built. Today's nice large city at southern suburb of Tel Aviv. Most important thing about the city is that also the jobs are in the port, in the harbor of this little village, Ashdod.
This is cornfield.
Can we stop the also? Can we share that? So that, what? Can we share the microphone?
Sure, of course. Why not? Just ask, please.
Leo nimurakiona huku taule ya kuhana. Okay, sasa mnaona vile nchi ilivyo. Ni kwamba ni nchi imekauka sana. Ni tukilinganisha ni kama kule kwetu Kenya Ukambani. Na hivyo mnaona hapa wamejaribu sana. Kuna mahindi ambao wanakuza hapa na ni kwa mpango wa
irrigation. Tena mnaona hapa kama hizi barabara tunapitia ni safi sana, hata huwezi kuona kama kitu imeoza, kama vile tumezoea kuona vitu imeozaoza kama umbo ama nini na nini. Hapa barabara ni nzuri sana, clean kabisa kabisa. Kwa hivyo mkiangalia pande mwingine mnaona fruits, na hawa wanasemekana kwamba wao ndio kabisa wanakusa fruits, na hizo ni vitu ambavyo wana export, wanatuma nchi za ng'ambo.
You may see one of the crops here on the right hand side. It says cotton. We grow also cotton in Israel, but we irrigated it artificially with the irrigation systems, which make it sometimes expensive. We know we had many years of dry seasons, but last year was the most rainy year for almost 100 years, the last 100 years. I'll tell you something. I've been with a little group from Kenya in the winter time in December. Your poor friends walked in the snow till here in Jerusalem. Can you believe it? We had snow up to our knees almost in Jerusalem. So deep the snow was. And it happened to be 3 times last year that we had snow. For almost 100 years we didn't have such a weather. And we didn't have enough rain. We had, you know, dry seasons. And rabbis and priests worship for rain. In the end of the year, they worship to stop the rain because we had too much. Honest, it's true, yeah. And it was too much rain last year, at the end of the year. We had floods, you know, and when the floods started, it damaged places. And it's good when it's rainfall, you know, by measure. But when there's too much water, giving you a damage. And this is what happened last year. But we are very blessed and we're very happy that it rained finally after many years that we had dry season. That's why you can see everything so nice and green on the way. But don't forget that most of the crops in the country, we irrigate them artificially.
Sasa tukiendelea na safari yetu, mnaona, mkiangalia mnaona kila kitu ni green, na hivi ni kusema kwamba wao wanatumia maji ile tunaita irrigation, yani maji ya kutoka kama ni ziwa, wanafanya hiyo irrigation. Tena inasemekana ya kwamba kitu moja ilishangaza sana ni kwamba kama miaka 100 hawajapata kuona snow, na hivi ni kwamba mwaka uliopita walikuwa na snow, na hiyo snow ilijaa kabisa kabisa mpaka wanasema kwamba ilifikia kama magoti, na wakati ilikwisha ndio sasa nchi ikawa mzuri, na sasa ndio mnaona iko green. Tena pia baada ya hiyo kulinyesha sana sana, na wanasema kwamba vile mnajua hii ni nchi ambayo imebarikiwa, na waliomba sana sana sana, ni kama vile wanasema, mpaka Mungu akawasikia akawaletea snow, na tena mvua ikanyesha sana.
You see the train on the right side. The train is going south. It's going to the quarries. He's going to bring minerals from the quarries. Philistine city nearby the sea. Now the Hebrews, they had constant fights between the Philistines. And we have this famous story about Samson and Delilah. And Ashkelon is mentioned in the Bible, actually. Who are the Philistines? The Philistines is we may think, a tribe of seamen coming from Cyprus. And they settled in the shore area. But during the biblical time, they have been so superior in war techniques, and they have those, we may say, the metal chariots and so on, and the Hebrews didn't have any experience of war. So after Joshua took over the Holy Land, they had a lot of problems later with the Philistine. And remember, the one who finally beat the Philistine was King David. Remember? Who was the king that died from the Philistine? He suicided in a battle. King Saul, but not here. It's close to Samaria, the other side of the country. He will be passing through this area. Another city of the Philistine, Beit Shean, in the other side, in the Jordan Valley. So a few times is mentioned in the Bible the Philistines, the Philistine city. Ashkelon was a very big Philistine city. So we have Samson, we have the Delilah story, we have King David, and all this area, the coastal area, was actually territory of the Philistines.
David had to travel all the way to Philistines to come and conquer these people.
Who?
David.
Yes.
From where?
From the center of the country, from Jerusalem.
Good.
קבלו הלם במצרים, פתאום יהיה יבש. פתאום עשה? זה העולם. רוצה לעצור לי כתוב חודו? יכול להביא כפפות. זה נגמר. מתלהב
כמו שאשתי הולכת לסמוס.
כן, אבל הכי טוב זה סמוס, עכשיו יש סמוס בקוצים.
No hanno utilizzato per trasferire il gruppo. No, ti caga il tono. Tiene che in alto.
Quindi con ma secondo poi funziona in Israele. Tutto funziona in Israele,
No, guardate qua da.
ידע? אני... פשוט באתי This is with glass, this is plastic cover. And it's the same effect, the greenhouse effect. We grow tomatoes, we grow vegetables inside, all different vegetables. Those are peaches, here, peach trees. Everything is irrigated with the irrigation system.
Migoteo muona ehano green mwene ya cotton gukuria cotton bamba na irengi ne ya njugu karanga na mai macio mahutagirwo kou ne ma irrigation na mai macio makoragwo maimete kunene o kuria iria-ini ria Galili na nitakuga ni mairo magana meri kuma hau korona migunda iyo.
Covering all the fields.
Israel. Lakini wakati vita walipigana, wao waliserenda, wakasema ya kwamba watapeana pande ingine kwa upande wa Egypt. Kwa hivyo ndio mnaona zile nyumba zilikuwa zimejengwa, wakaanza kuzibomoa, wakabomoa, na ndio sasa mnaona mabano hayo.
Israeli ni hawa tu wote kikoli wale wao kijana makijiza ni yale ni kwa ala makira kugura nyumba ici kikiamo
na ndikani onde mwele ate gukuri murona tuli ni kwali gwake mbere no hĩndĩ ĩrĩa Israel metĩkanĩirie maneane pati ĩno kũrĩ Egypt harĩa nao nĩ maregire kũgũra nyũmba iria ciakĩtwo gũkũ na kwa ũguo na waya agĩciria macitharie ũguo nĩkuo macitharirie na magĩkua matigari magĩkua rĩu no matigari marĩa hihi monire hatarĩ bata wa gũkua.
This is the main border.
The main border between Israel and Egypt?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, there's one here and one in Eilat. Two border pass. כן. מה יהיה?
Joker. Hícame.
Rĩu harĩa mbere nĩ tũrona bendera na bendera ĩrĩa nĩ ya Egypt. Bendera ya Egypt ũguo nĩ kuuga rĩu twĩ mũhaka-inĩ wa Egypt na Israel. Twakĩra bara ĩno ĩ haha mbere ĩno mũrona twamĩkĩrora ũguo tũkorwo twĩ mwena ũrĩa ũngĩ wa Egypt. Wow. Mũngĩrora thutha kwĩna thigari na ũguo nĩ kuuga nĩ ithuĩ maimagarĩtie tondũ nĩ tũrĩkirie kuma rĩu mwena wa Israel na twĩ mwena-inĩ wa Egypt. Ũguo rĩu no tũtwarirwo nĩ thigari nĩkĩo mũrona hau thutha hena thigari.
למה? של מה? למה? הוא ביקש לא לעקוב. כן, הוא ביקש לא לעקוב. למה? אל תעשה.
היום נסנקום תחמר הוא מקום.
אלי, קצת תשלום. למה? של מה? בשביל מה?
לא אנשים מאחורינו.
מי זה נסנקום?
Oman Siran.
Almost. This is Egypt.
This is Egypt and this is Israel.
Mũngĩcũthĩrĩria mwena wa left, mwena wa ũmotho mũngĩcũthĩrĩria nĩ ũkuona kwĩna thigari ona ingĩ kũu mahuti-inĩ. Icio nĩ thigari cia mwena wa Egypt. Na barabara ĩno tũrĩ rĩu
Yes,
Some families on this side and others on this side.
yes, sometimes.
The Bedouins have got to measure.
Very difficult.
And how do they go to visit each other? They get the visa.
I don't think the Egyptian let the Bedouin visa. The Egyptian not coming this side. At all.
At all.
Egyptian are not coming. Egyptian.
mũtinaigua wega nĩ Egyptian.
Ona matigĩtĩkĩrio.
Kwanza matigĩtĩkĩrio akĩrĩ problem.
Mũndũ gũkũ rĩ kamukia nĩ marakirio
Yo quería que iba a ir. Toma, toma,
akĩrĩithio tũreo tũtakarakĩra mũndũ tũtarakĩra mũndũ ano ithuĩ
Salieron más que la cara. Salieron más la cara.
tiũĩ nĩ gwĩciria tũreciria
Yo no,
Naina.
Leo ni tumine kule Tel Aviv na twanyita njĩra rĩu nĩ tũkinyire rĩu tũrĩ akinyu mwaka-inĩ na twetereire gũkirio tucoke tũthiĩ Cairo. Rĩu tũrĩ o haha twetereire na mĩnoga itũ tondũ nĩ twaikara mũno makĩria twĩ njĩra na twĩna mĩnoga mĩingĩ mũno. Tũikarĩte nĩ tũkĩte mwaka-inĩ wa Israel, rĩu twĩ mwena-inĩ wa Egypt na rĩu twĩ haha maobici-inĩ marĩa magũkirio.
Ndio kila dada Kiswahili
Today and also tomorrow. We are going to start our trip today by the pyramids. We are going to see the 3 great pyramids. We are going to enter the second great one, and then after that we are going to see the view of the 3 great pyramids. Then the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx. After that we are going to visit the Palace of Perfumes. Then we will have lunch. After lunch we will see Saqqara, the old necropolis. Then we will see the bazaar or the place for Egyptian souvenirs. Today we are going to start by the pyramids and also the great treasures or the great monuments in the afternoon in Saqqara area. I hope you will enjoy it. First of all, you are most welcome to my country, Egypt. You are here in Cairo, the main capital or the main center. The total population in our country is about 55 millions. In Cairo we have 17 millions. Most of the people here, 80% are Muslims. 20% of the rest of the people here are Christians. We are one of the Islamic countries in the Middle East. We speak the Arabic language or the Egyptian language with 3 different dialects, one in Cairo, one in Alexandria in the north, another one in the south in Luxor. You can hear me well from the mic? Okay. All of you from Kenya?
Yes.
Which part?
Different
parts? Yes. The first time for you here in Egypt? Yes. I hope you will enjoy it. Yes. We are going to take our way now in order to go to see the pyramids. When we get close now, you can see the first great pyramid which belonged to King Cheops. To the left hand side you can see the first great pyramid. You can see it now, which belonged to King Cheops, the founder or the builder of the 4th dynasty at the time of the pharaohs. In the pharaonic history we have 30 dynasties or 30 families, started by number 1, ending by number 30 or 31. At the dynasty exactly number 4, they built this great pyramid, which is considered as one of the 7 wonders, not only of the ancient world, but also of our modern world.
question, please. Who built all these pyramids?
The pharaohs. The pharaohs are the people or are the builders who built the pyramids. King Cheops, King Khafre, and King Mykonos. They are the people who built the pyramids. And also another idea had told us that the people or the farmers, there are thousands of numbers of farmers, they built the pyramids. To the right hand side you can see Oberoi Hotel. It's one of the 5-star hotel here and the only hotel taking the view of the pyramids. Right next to you now you can see the Great Pyramids. In front of you now you can see the first Great Pyramid which belonged to King Cheops.
And what was the use of pyramids?
The pyramids is like a tomb, to be the tomb for the king himself, to be buried inside the tomb itself. That's why he built the tomb. And it's a wonder because one of the miracles at the time and also up till nowadays, because how they succeed to build it and at the time they had been quite primitive.
Excuse me.
Well, north, south, east, west. This pyramid, as you can see it here, which had been built of sandstone. And how they succeed to build the first Great Pyramid by using or cut the blocks of the stones from the quarry in the south, about 700 kilometers to the south of this site. So they're using the felucca boats or the ferry boats to travel for about 6 months from here to the quarry in the north to cut those 2 million blocks of stones. Each one weighs about in the range between 2 and 3 tons. They don't use at all any kind of cement of building these pyramids, just the simple or the primitive idea of polish the blocks of the stones together very well, okay, and then after this polishing they will put a very thin layer of sand and the blocks of the sandstone will tie together so easy without using any kind of modern things or any chemical things like cement. That's why the pyramids last for about 7,000 years and they will last for more than 7,000 years, maybe forever. Here in front of you, you can see the entrance of the pyramid, which about 33 feet high above the ground level. You can see the main entrance of the pyramid. When you go down for about half an hour, you can see the burial chamber of the king, which they used to keep inside it the mummy of the king inside his coffin. You will find it a little bit quite strange to find inside the pyramid the coffin is larger in size than the entrance of the room. It means that they put the coffin first and they built the room around the coffin. Not enter the coffin from the entrance of the room. You can see the entrance or the main entrance of the pyramid in front of you. Down it you can see a small entrance had been cut by the modern Islamic people because they think that there is a treasure gold or golden treasures inside the pyramid and they cut it to seek for it or to look for those treasures inside the pyramid. After they open it, they go inside itself, inside the pyramid, they find nothing because all the golden treasures had been stolen by the people of the king after the death, after the burial, after closing the pyramid, come back again at night, steal all the contents, all the gold, clog the pyramid and go away. So all the treasures had been stolen by the tomb grabbers or by the people of the king himself. In front of you can see the blocks of the sandstone. Unfortunately, the layer or each pyramid must have a layer covered the blocks. This layer had been collapsed or fallen down. So you can see the blocks of the sandstone quite easy right in front of you as you can see it here. And the layer of the limestone had been collapsed. You can see the blocks in front of you as you can see it here. We are going now to go to see the second great pyramid, which we are going to enter it. Working day and night. They don't use any kind of chemical or modern thing. So can you imagine how, with very primitive thing, with ropes and courts they built the pyramids, and how 2 million blocks rise to this height without using any modern machines or any chemical things. To the right hand side you can see the second great pyramid, which belonged to King Khafre. His son, after the death of the father, come again to the same side of the father and the son to build the second great pyramid, which belonged to King Khafre, the builder of the second great pyramid and the son of the king. The second great pyramid, it takes about 25 years to finish it. So not too much time like the first great one. Really, the first great pyramid is the wonder, because the first great pyramid facing 4 cardinal points of the world, facing the 4 cardinal or the 4 sides of the world, or the 4 sides of the pyramid. We have stopped now in front of the second great pyramid because we are going to leave the coach now to go to see or to go inside the second great pyramid. Some information for your security around the place here. You will find some people here ride camels. You're going to see them. For your safety, for your security, don't deal with them at all. Okay, they are Bedouins from tribes here. For your security, don't deal with them. Okay, this one thing. Another thing, you can find some people used to sell things like papyrus papers, souvenirs. Don't deal with them at all. We are not preferred for you to buy things from streets. The third thing, you can find some people tell you, okay, you can give me tips at the entrance of the places or inside the pyramid. Don't tip any people. I'm going to tell you who you are going to tip. Okay? So don't tip anyone at the guards here at the pyramid or inside if he asks you to give him tip for guiding you or taking you inside the pyramid. The ticket, I'm going to give it to you now. You are going to keep it with you because you are going to keep it in your hand. You are going to show it at the entrance of the pyramid. They will cut the ticket for you and they keep it in your pocket because you are going to use it at other places around the area here. So after using at the entrance of this second great pyramid, you are going to keep it in your pocket because you are going to use it at other entrances. Okay? So, about the ticket, you can keep it with you. About the camels here, don't deal with the people here. Or even if anyone tells you he's going to guide you around the pyramid or something like this, don't deal with him. You can tell him, La shukran. It means no, thank you. Shukran, yes, thank you. La shukran means no, thank you in Arabic. You mustn't use English in Egypt now. Okay, so time now with you, it's 10 o'clock, okay? 10:30 exactly, you will be here in the coach. I'm going to show you the entrance. You are going to stay inside the pyramid for about 15 minutes to see the tomb of the king and the coffin of the king. Then you can spend the other 10 or 15 minutes taking photos of the pyramid. Then you can come back again to the coach, to the same one, the coach who has been in it, exactly after half an hour. So 10:30, you will be here in the coach.
Headdress, how weird. Yes. Headdress, how weird.
And this one?
No problem.
That one is the biggest. Second biggest.
The height, how many meters? This one. That one. 700 feet.
عرفت سنة فاتن؟ بجيبه منين؟ ما اعرفش يعني فين. أنا كنت بتقولي لا. إيه هالتيري.
Rĩu twĩ haha piramidi-inĩ na nĩ mũkĩũĩ ũhoro wa pyramid. Ici pyramid ciakagwo mahinda ma tene mũno nĩ andũ a Israel hĩndĩ ĩrĩa manyitĩtwo ũkombo. Ĩno nĩ njĩra ĩmwe maherithagio nayo na gwaka pyramids, na nĩ mũkĩona ũrĩa ciakĩtwo na mahiga manene. Mahiga maya nĩo mathondekaga o hamwe na gũtukania ndoro. Mahiga magathondekeka macoka magoka ũgĩthondeka. Rĩu nĩ mũrakĩona ũrĩa kĩhana, na thĩiniĩ nĩkuo mwĩrĩ wa mũthamaki ũigĩtwo kana waigirwo. Ũguo yakagwo nĩ ũndũ ĩhana ta mbĩrĩra, atĩ mũthamaki akua acoka mwĩrĩ wake ũkoywo ũgatwarwo kuo thĩiniĩ hamwe na indo ciake, tondũ andũ a thamaki a tene nĩ makoragwo na indo ta gold na indo cia goro mũno, na nĩ athikagwo nacio ikaigwo hau mwena-inĩ wake marĩ na wĩtĩkio atĩ nĩ akariũka, na ariũka nĩ agakorwo ũtonga wake wothe ũrĩ o hau ũtarĩ kũndũ ũthiĩte awoe acoke athiĩ kũrĩa ekũriũkĩra naguo.
Na indo icio rĩ, pyramids ici rĩ, ciakagwo gwa kahinda ka mĩaka. Ta pyramid ĩno rĩu gũkũ tuma thĩiniĩ yakirwo mĩaka 25, na nĩ pyramid ya mwana wa ũrĩa warĩ king wa mbere, ũrĩa wakire pyramid ĩrĩa ya mbere ĩrĩa arĩ nene gũkĩra ĩno pyramid ya kerĩ. Kilospa arĩ king wa mbere, na ĩrĩa nĩyo pyramid ĩrĩa yarĩ yake. Ĩno nĩyo ya mũriũ, na ĩrĩa yakirwo mĩaka 30 ĩrĩa ya king wa mbere.
Arĩa makire pyramid ĩrĩa no nĩ mahotire kũmĩbĩcithia kana kũmĩrorithia corners ciao 4, okorwo karora mwena wa thĩ, wa east, wa north, wa south na wa east, west.
Of the kingdom. His harima or his wives, his wife, his sister and also his daughter must be buried in the 3 small pyramids around the great one or around the large pyramid. We have discovered some of the complex or the monuments around the pyramid. Some of them had been excavated, some have not been excavated yet. In front of you now you can see the 3rd and the smallest pyramid belong to King Nicaros. You can see to the right hand side, beside the smallest pyramid, another small pyramid for his wife must be buried in this small pyramid. Of course, at the time, they don't represent the pyramids for themselves like the same size of their pyramids at all. They just represent or kept the pyramids for their wives in a small size. To tell you that he is first and his wife is the second or number 2. The pyramids area here, it's a place for the Egyptians to come in the morning and tourists. At night, it's a place also for Egyptian lovers who used to come here in the area in the evening. We are going now to the view, according to it, we can see the 3 great pyramids together.
عايزين نشوف البانوراما البعيدة الثانية اللي بعدها كده مفتوحة. نتصور في اللي بعدها بسرعة عشان هنا ما نشوف، هنا بناخد وقت.
With the 3 small pyramids for his wives, sisters and daughters. And he's the only part or the only area which according to it you can take photos. مقفولة؟ لا مفتوحة خالص. تقارني بينكم.
Pita. Maiga mahali
Great ones together.
It's kind of a homestead, isn't it? Belongs to the same family. Yeah.
You can get down now for photos.
Yes.
Then you can come back again to the...
Very natural. I know. Very natural.
No money. No charge. No money. It's free. No money.
Okay, haha turugire no tu haratuika no hangihota kuonekera pyramids iria ithatu ci hamwe na mwakĩra wa pyramids ũgũtuĩka atĩ mahiga macio mombirwo no ihiga rĩagĩragwo rĩkarengwo rũthingo-inĩ rwa Kware o ũguo ũkũrĩona na Kware icio nacio ciĩ kilomita ta 700 kuma haha mwena wa Buthini kana south magagĩcoka makarehwo gũkũ makuanĩirwo nĩ ciana cia Israeli nginya hau gũkũ Egypt nĩ 92 no rĩu haha tũrũngiĩ tũrahota kuona o ithatũ ĩmwe ya mũthamaki na ĩngĩ mũthamaki mwana wake okire thutha wake na ĩyo ĩngĩ nĩ ya mũtumia wake na airĩtu a nyina.
Haha nĩ view wonera gũikarĩte hapa nĩ gũkũhũrwo mbica.
Five main ponds made of cedar wood, which we used to bring it from Lebanon, and now we keep this wood inside this museum. Unfortunately, has been closed for restoration. You can see now the small pyramids for his harem, for his wives. And now we are getting down to see the Sphinx.
You see what it is? Without being here.
This is the sunlight show.
This one, here.
Yes. To the right hand side, this is the Sphinx of King Khafre. The word Sphinx is a Greek word which means to bind. To bind, B-I-N-D. I'm going to sit again.
Okay.
Sit again when we get down. But I'm just tell you now. And we are getting down now to see the Sphinx. So when they come to stop at the entrance, all of us, we are going to get down to see the Sphinx.
Okay, all of you here?
You are right, please. Anyway, what's your opinion? What's wrong with that? Let's continue.
Yes. Now we are standing here in front of all the things which you have in the pyramids area, as you can see it here. You can see in front of you now the three great pyramids. The first pyramid which belonged to King Cheops, the second one which belonged to King Khafre, and the third and the smallest one which belongs to King Mykonos. In front of you now you can see the wonderful Sphinx in front of you. The word Sphinx, it means to bind, B-I-N-D. It's English word, it means combination between human head and a lion's body. The king or the pharaoh wants the human head, symbol for good thinking, good mentality, lion's body, symbol for power and strength. So he wants to keep those two things together to give him the good mentality and the power and the strength. The Sphinx now in a very bad condition. You hear about it. Have you heard about UNESCO? UNESCO community. It's a community which had been had members from all the countries around the world to save monuments. UNESCO is staying here in order to save the Sphinx, because the water underground, the base of the Sphinx, spoil the base of the Sphinx, and we try to make restoration for the Sphinx. Because we have many canals here, and the water who used to come from the canal and spoil the base of the Sphinx. Archaeologists had advised us, why not we can move the Sphinx from the place here, we can put it in any other place. We can't do this, because if we move the Sphinx from this place, the Sphinx is going to lose its importance, significance, the importance of the Sphinx to be the guardian of the second great pyramid of the king. If we move it, it will be useless. So we leave it as it is, and we try to save the Sphinx by making the restoration to the body of the Sphinx. When you look at the Sphinx, look at the face of the king, you can find no nose at all. Had been broken by Napoleon. Hear about this man. Napoleon, the French conqueror, had conquered Egypt in 1798, and he stayed 3 years. He wants to have an empire in the east, started from Egypt till India, and his dream didn't succeed, because he can't a little bit take any country in Africa. The weather and the people and the Sahara, the French people don't used to it. So it was very difficult for those people who came from the west to take any country in the east. So they didn't succeed to take Egypt, and before he left, he shoot and destroy and you see, cut the nose of the Sphinx to take revenge from the pharaohs, from the Egyptians, to destroy their pride from the nose. You can see now all the view of the three great pyramids and the ruins of this Pillory temple and ruins of this Moshai temple. In front of them you can see the view which at night you have sound and light show at this pyramid area. Sound and light show, a show at night.
Film show.
Film show, yes. You have from now about 15 minutes to take pictures for the area, then you will be back again to the park here in the same coach.
And Turkish coffee and Pepsi Cola. This is our Egyptian hospitality only. If you buy, you are welcome. If you don't buy, you are more welcome. But now, who want tea with mint? Who want tea with mint? Raise your hand, please.
Tea with mint.
Tea with mint.
What area? Shine idea.
Tea with mint. Yeah.
عندك نعناع؟
أنا شنو ناكل؟
هو بيقول لي ما عنديش ولا شاي.
نعمل كذا شاي.
Who wants Pepsi?
Pepsi. Soda susu. Food.
وكذا soda كنا شاي.
Who wants Turkish coffee? Coffee. Now I give you a brief idea about what we have here. Here we haven't any chemical perfumes. All what we have is a pure essence concentrated, which we get it directly from the natural flower. And you know very well that Egypt is agricultural country. So we have big farm in the Wadi of Fayoum, and we have also big farm in Alexandria, and we have in Upper Egypt about 500 faddans cultivated with many different kinds of flowers. We collect the flower 2 times a year, and after that we put the flower in a big hand machine of wood to squeeze it to bring it out the essence. And after that we put the essence in alabaster vases for 3 or 5 months to be ready to use as a pure essence concentrate. As you know that France is famous for to make the best perfumes all over the world. But indeed, we export all of this essence to France and Paris, and they mix it with 9 types of pure alcohol. It means 1 part from our essence to 9 types of
Marhaba.
Marhaba.
Come on. Okay.
That is the owner here.
Oh.
Before anything, welcome to Egypt and welcome to our palace for perfumes.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you present something our Egyptian authority? ده مش شغال ليه يا عم؟ ده مش شغال ليه؟ بس ليه؟ ها؟ Excuse me, just 1 minute. لا مؤاخذة مش واخد بالي منك يا فندم، ازيك يا فندم ده صحتك؟ لا مؤاخذة يا فندم مش واخد بالي.
هو ايه طب بتعملوا عندكم ولا؟
لا ده حضرتك في حاجة مش النور قطع ازاي بقى اصلا. امبارح قبل ما امشي بالليل كانت حصلت قفلة. فانا دي انا حاسس، فانا جيت بصيت لقيت النص قايد دلوقتي والنص طاب. لحظة بس اشوف الجروبس. First group essence from one kind only of flowers. Second group blend. Blend it means different kinds of flower mixed together. Cocktail of flowers. Third group spicy scent like sandalwood. Sandalwood is coming from old sandal trees. This kind very useful for massage. It makes the skin strong. As you know, France is famous for to make the best perfume over the world. But indeed, we export all of these kinds to France, in Paris and Grasse. They mix it with alcohol, with pure alcohol, 96%, which you can find in the pharmacy, in the big pharmacy. And this is also international certificate from Japan. Japanese people, they come here to Egypt, they come here to our shops for perfumes, they take our production from Essence to Paris and Grasse, they to Tokyo, and also from Italy, businessmen from Italy, they come here to Egypt, they take our production. Now, I recommend for you 2 kinds from each group as example. From the first group, I recommend for you the first one. The first one, lotus flower, the green flower. This kind typical of Egypt and the symbol of love. You can't find it outside because it's related with our ancient Egyptian history. Here in Egypt, men and women, they use it in the honeymoon. لحظة بس ايه شم النوع الأولاني بس خلينا في النوع الثاني. First finger. Wait. Now you are going to smell our essence like that, finger by finger, from which. But before you smell it, just little wrap it up, because more you wrap it up, more it comes better. Which country from?
Kenya.
Kenya. Welcome.
We are brothers. We are brothers, Africans.
From the same continent.
We're here from the same continent.
يا حمادة ضرب لي يا حمادة لحد يصل يا ريس
Mbutu.
This is the first time for you visit Egypt? Yes. What about our country? Kenya is famous by forest.
Coffee,
Kenya?
tea,
Kenya?
wildlife.
Yeah.
Do you have national park?
Which one?
Animals? Gazelle, deer, camel, yeah, horse, yeah, in Egypt. But do you know elephant no in Kenya?
Giraffe, no.
والنبي حماده حماده Mimo. As you are in a big garden. In France, it's a base of something very famous. You know it's a base of what? Chanel number 5. Yeah. Favorite. Because no alcohol inside, no water, no sunset. Air sun, it's direct. If it has a car, it's made of Dracar Noir. Dracar Noir perfume very famous over the world.
Number 6.
Number 13.
Number 6, and the blood.
Number 13, Harry perfume.
16.
Christian.
Number 6.
Secret the lady put 3 drops after midnight. One here, second one here.
Which number?
Third one, you know where it will be. After that, it makes the man like a horse. Happy, strong, for 3 hours guarantee.
Which number? Number 8.
5 minutes, less than 3 hours, bring it back again.
Number 8.
Which number?
Secret of the night. Number 8.
What's up?
Secret of the night.
The secret of the night. Number 8.
Thank you very much.
Ano hakuwa hizo ine. Wadago au gutura mu ubure yo kriya. Ogabo.
Attention please, attention. Please. Liberty. We liberty. Special plan for a lady.
What does it do?
Number 14.
Yeah.
Number 14 for a lady. Do it in your house. Okay. Now if you want to smell something else from the list, from favorite French perfume, any kind, I still have base, Omar Sharif, honeymoon, Christian Dior, orange, lemon, gardenia, lavender, carnation, mint, any kind. I have here about 100 kinds, different kinds. Okay? If you want to smell something, come here please.
Look, smell it now.
Christmas night?
Yeah, Christmas night. Full of dust.
Christmas night?
Okay. Carnations. Carnations.
Nhiều đây giờ nào? Oh, that's very one thing.
Then after that, we are going to reach the step pyramid, which belongs to King Djoser or King Djoser, the builder of the... We are going to travel 17 kilometers to the west side and the countryside to see the step pyramid. Most of the people who are living around Saqqara city, they are farmers.
Capitano, più che origine matata sia poco. Più che non matata sia poco.
Tramaka ne kuona matata sia poco. Trona na tai ku agira adu iguru. Ari mungkin bala hau temrona kamana kamwe kai iguru ya matato. Na yune troa ke makane ko rana mai ku iguru ayanga. Kai ta kamono na katinge kwa.
There is no room.
You can recognize that they are not rich families or even middle class. Here in Egypt you can't find middle class. You will find the people who are even rich or poor. We miss the middle class, so you can see here that those farmers are working for the owners of the lands, the rich families who are the owners of the lands. Here the farmers are working for them, and at the end of the harvesting season they will take a percentage from their harvest, a percentage from the money from the rich family at the end of the harvesting season. The road that you are going to take it to the right hand side, you can see this canal. This canal is not water, it's not part of the river Nile. The water changed it, no, it's closed water. We added to the area here to provide the lands here with water. Because we built something in Aswan, we call it the high dam, and this dam, after building it, we don't have no flood at all in Egypt now. So how those lands will get water? They will get water so easy by adding the lands here with dead canal waters. It's not allowed at all for the children to swim in this dead canal or in the water here because there is a kind of insect used to live in a shell in the water here. We call it as Benharisian insect or Benharisian shell. And this insect will enter the body of the kid down to upper, and it will spoil the liver, and the person will die just in 3 years. So it's quite dangerous for kids or for any people to swim in dead canal water. The water flowers which spoil the water, and we try every certain period for about 2 or 3 months bring the machines and catch this water lily or this flower from the water, because it takes, and small people here depend on their living on collecting dates from those palm trees. The area here we call it as Saqqara, drifted from the name of one of the goddess who was called as Super. He was one of the gods here. Yes, they are swimming, but it's not allowed because it's not healthy. You can see between the fields here, between the farms to the left hand side, you can see a mosque. You can see the symbol for the mosque here, to the left hand side.
These the popular trees,
يعجبني مش
Okay, everybody, we have reached now Memphis, the ancient land or the ancient city. For your information and the site here, if you would like those,
Come on! Yalla yalla! All of you here?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You are most welcome to the west side of Cairo now. We are not in Cairo now. We are 17 kilometers to the west side of the site of Cairo. We have traveled here especially to the area here to see another style of monuments. We call it as Saqqara and Memphis. You have seen in the morning the 3 great pyramids, you remember? And you have been inside the 2nd great pyramid. You have been in the city of the dead, of the pharaohs. Because the pyramid, they are tombs of the pharaohs. The king used to be lived inside, used to be buried inside the 2nd pyramid. He had been, after his death, they make mummification to the body, and they take the body to become now a mummy, and they keep the mummy inside the pyramid itself. We have seen those, one of the 7 wonders of the world, the great pyramids, of the ancient wonders and also of the modern wonders. We came to see monuments before the great pyramids. It means we are more than 7,000 years from nowadays, 9,000 years. The first land of the world, the first city of the world, we are standing in it now. We call it as Memphis, the first city of the world. When I have told you city or a town, you expect to see a town, a city, a huge or large place. Unfortunately for the people or for the world, that modern life had invaded the place. You can see trees, you can see the palm trees, but you can see here just a few monuments remaining from this city. But quite important for you, when you come here, you will not find of course too much monuments, but to stand on the first land of the world. This land that we are standing in it now. The first city, the first town, the first land of the world, the land that we are standing on it now is this one. We call it as Memphis. M-E-M-F-I-S. Memphis.
It is in the history.
Yes. First of all, you can see the story which we have been talking about here. You can see this monument, as you can see it here, this block. You can see the hieroglyphic writings here. You can come closer.
Yeah, this writing, you have seen it in the block.
You can see here, when you come closer, you can see here the representation in those registers or in those paragraphs, as you can see it here. You can see written the story of the world, the story of the creation of the world. The God of creation, Ptah, as you can see it here. And you can see the representation here for the other different goddess, and the god Horus, the god of protection. And here you can see the symbol for, you see, the key of life, the symbol of giving life. And the rest of the story had been written here. About the life, about the land, about the creation of the world. Written in this block. Ruins of temples. Unfortunately, the monuments had been broken. You know why? Since 1,500 years, there is a great earthquake had happened to the lands of the world, change the axis and the geographic mountains and everything in many lands and many areas, and also here. That's why you can see many monuments had been broken, except a larger statue belonging to King Ramesses. You hear? Have you heard this word before, the name before? Ramesses? Yes. Ramesses II. You know, he had been married to 92 wives. He had 114 daughters 100 sons or boys. Quite busy, man. You see? You know why? Because I'll tell you something. If a king conquer a country, he must marry a lady from this country to get close to them. Large number of wars, large number of victories, large number of wives.
Large number of children.
Yes, and large number of children, of course. His name is King Ramesses II, the most quiet, famous pharaohs or a king all around the world. This king was called as King Ramesses II. You can see the rest of the blocks of the monuments around here, and another sphinx, but not like the one that we have seen it in the morning. The one that you have seen it in the morning, it was the great one. But this one, it's quite normal one, had been made of white marble. But unfortunately, the sphinx had been left as it is, as you can see it here, and the sand had been spoiled the stone. So it takes him the sandy color or this yellow color. This is sphinx. There is very simple, quite few monuments. We have it here in Memphis. I'm going to leave you if you wanted to have a look around the monument for about 10 minutes. Then we are going back to see Saqqara, the Seth Pyramid. The place, as you can see it here, is quite small one. We are going, after we finish here 10 minutes, after taking photos, we are going to the other side to go up on a mountain to see a large Seth Pyramid. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. Do you want to ask any questions before we leave here, the area here?
No questions in the meantime.
That's cool.
Some kings, look here at the names, hieroglyphic letters, hieroglyphic names to King Ramses, to King Akhenaten, one of the kings. But unfortunately, our information about the broken monuments, not too much. Complete monuments, it's okay.
What language did you say
They speak hieroglyphic language. Of course, we don't know the pronunciation of it. We can read it, but we can't speak it. You know, because we don't hear them at the time. We didn't live 7,000 years before. But I can tell you the language. I can give you a schedule. When we have been in the bazaar, I'll give you one. For 26 hieroglyphic letters, 26 English letters.
One block of stone?
Yes, one block of stone. Most of look at the statue there, also one block of stone. Look at the Sphinx, also one block of stone, most of them. Yes. And from the mountain direct. Look how it's quite heavy.
Very
Yes.
heavy and beautiful.
Yes.
Somebody carved it for...
They constructed here, in this place.
Some monuments constructed in the quarry before, and they carry here, and some places carry the block and start to make the finishing lines of the finishing of it at the place here. Okay? So 10 minutes, then you can follow me.
Do people live here?
No. This is like a museum. It's the first city, the first town in the world.
Look, bronze.
Don't king you are not ere.
ya mbere thĩinĩ wa thĩ ota ũrĩa mũĩ atĩ ũmaendeleo wĩ harĩa wambĩrĩirie na tũthomaga tũkaigua atĩ Egypt nĩkuo ũmaendeleo wambĩrĩirie kwambĩrĩria kũu wambĩrĩirie haha rĩu tũrĩ ĩno nĩyo taũni ya mbere piũ piũ kabisa na nĩ twarĩ na king ũmwe ũyũ wĩ haha kĩhiga gĩkĩ mũrona ũguo etagwo King
Another.
arĩ na atumia 90 na ciana arĩ na 100 na atumia na airetu makiria ya magana merĩ. We are very sorry. Nĩ tũkugĩte atĩ kingi ũrĩa etagwo Memphis.
No nĩ town ĩtagwo
No nĩ town ĩtagwo Memphis. We etagwo Ramses. We etagwo Ramses. No town ĩyo etagwo Memphis.
Na gĩtũmi gĩa gũka haha nĩkĩ? Gĩtũmi gĩa gũka haha tuone obice ciki nĩtuone ona nĩtũkinyange tĩri ũyũ wĩ ta taũni ya mbere
thĩinĩ wa thĩ.
Wĩ ta taũni ya mbere.
The parents, they working as farmers. The village to the right hand side, we call it as Mitrahina village. And we are getting up on the mountain now to see these step pyramids. In front of you, you can see the first try here to build a pyramid and then succeeds.
شمال على طول ها؟
المدرجة. And this pyramid, we call it as the pyramid of King Mbutu the First. To the left hand side, you can see the step pyramid, which consists of 6 steps high above the ground level. 6 unique stages high above the ground level. The step pyramid of King Sensor or King Loser, which made of sandstone and has been covered with a layer of Tura limestone. Now this layer has been collapsed, so you can see the blocks of the stones quite easy in front of you. If you want to use your camera inside the site itself, it will cost you the same money, 25 pounds for video, 5 pounds for real camera. But I don't advise you to use your camera inside the site, because the same inside, the same outside. You can leave your cameras here in the coach. When we get out, after we see the pyramid, I'll drop you to a panoramic view to see or to take photos. They are big things for excavation. Yes.
But this was built by the pharaohs also.
Yes.
So people later on excavated to see what is there.
Yes.
Looking forward. These palm trees, how old?
10 years.
10 years. Miaka 10. These are the dates.
شو
wako pia. Yote. Marta yote.
The teacher here is explaining how the children are doing things at a very high speed move.
Very high speed move.
And the children are right now showing us what they are doing. He is the teacher.
Welcome.
You are our neighbor. We are your neighbors down there in Kenya.
Our neighbor Kenya.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, tea. Okay, let's go up the stairs. This way. Lie. This way, please. Just for a few minutes here, please. I'll give you a brief idea about the school. Then you can have a tour here. Just for a few minutes here, please. Come on, let's Here you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's our exhibition, and we do have a big collection of carpets. Here you can see the primitive styles, which is done from purely wool, and it is made without any designer features. This is the designs, I mean the ones which are made by design. There you can see the silk ones. In this school, if you are going to buy anything, we'll make a very good discount for you because you are our neighbors, so we do our best with you for the prices. And here we do accept if you have Visa card or Master Charge, American Express, or payment money. Now you can have a look and enjoy yourselves. Thanks.
What do you want?
Where do you sell? Where do you sell? We sell them here.
Yeah, I know. You sell them.
Where do you export them?
Export it.
You don't?
If somebody wants them,
He can come here.
we come here.
Come here and what do you buy from?
Put your course. Well, the point is, we are not Egyptians, and we would like to open up a business in our country, and you people would be exporting these things to our country. Is that possible?
It's possible, but you know, if we get profit, we can have it.
No, but definitely you have to make some profit.
You know, I'm not the owner here.
But now,
Children read, write, history, geography. Besides this education, they study how they can do the silk carpets and the wool carpets. The silk in each square centimeter about 100 knots, and to finish a square meter it takes about 2 months. About the wool each square centimeter takes about 1 month to finish it. That's all. Finish the size.
Which first one? Who designed it?
how much is it
That's
worth?
done from the imagination.
How much is it worth?
I don't know exactly, but this one it costs about $150.
Dollars? US dollars?
Yeah.
Can you wash with water?
Oh, you pay. What do you do?
We sell it, we get the money.
Running and earning at the same
Okay, okay.
Getting the skill.
Then after that, you send them to the once they know what they are
They
doing,
can do at home.
they can go do it at home.
You buy.
You take it from them and you sell it to the outside market.
Anywhere in the world.
Ah, mina mweshia tigia deka 25. Huku toima kuria first pyramid kuria ithondeketwo na riu tuoka kundu gwitagwo Canton Carpet School. Ino ni cukuru ya guthondeka migeka. Migeka ino ithondekagwo na moko na ndiri machine onemwe ithondekaga. Migeka ino iguku irathondekwo ni ciana cia miaka kuma miaka 9 guthii na iguru. Ciana ici ciokaga cukuru ino citirihagirwo school fees ni aciari yao uria ciikaga ciaingira guku ciokaga cikaruta wira uyu cikabundithio ciarikia kubundithio guthondeka carpets mbeca iria cikuma carpets ici ciendio cicokaga cikariha ciana ici nĩ ta kuuga atĩ nĩ ciheagwo kamucara kanini nĩ wĩra ũrĩa cikoragwo cirutĩte wa carpets ici. Ciarĩkia kũmenya gũthondeka carpets ici cicokaga cigathiĩ mwana akĩgimara no athiĩ aganjie wĩra wake wa gũthondeka carpets na acokaga angĩaga market na kũu nja ya kwendia.
Idea about making the papyrus paper out of the papyrus plant. This is our papyrus plant. It's originally planted on the sides of the Nile. It's a tropical plant. It needs a amount of water and muddy soil. It's considered as a sacred plant by the ancient Egyptian people because of two reasons. Firstly, if you look to its flower, it looks like the sun rays, which represents in our mind the picture of Amun-Ra, the god of the sun. If you look to its stem, it has a pyramid shape or triangle. For example, one like this. You see triangle or a pyramid shape. The triangle and pyramid shape stands for the idea of immortality. As you have seen in the pyramids, kings and queens were buried in a triangle shape waiting for life after death. Coming at the moment of work, we cut this according to the size of the paper which you want. And we cut the green rand as this. As you see, this green rand is very strong. So the ancient Egyptian people made use of this in making carpets, slippers, food, and so many things, and baskets, so many things. Coming to the interior part, which is this part, we cut them in thin stripes like this. And as you see, it contains an amount of water inside. So we reduce this water by using this wooden hammer, like this. This wooden hammer was used by the Egyptian wife for their naughty husband. Are you using this in your country?
No, we use this.
This one. But and use this rolling pin because it's much faster and give good results. Like this. As you see now, it becomes flexible. See? If we didn't, it's breakable. This is different. And we put them in water for 6 days with changing water every day to reduce the amount of sugar inside from 30% to 12%. After these 6 days in water, we have two materials like this. Excuse me, sir. One of cotton and one from felt. Those two. And we take these stripes and we put them in this order. Horizontal and vertical, overlapping each other. You see, of course, it's brown stripes because of the water. In the 6 days in the water. You see this order. Okay. and we have this material and we put them under this press for other 6 days. 6 days in water and other 6 days under the press. The result will be a plain paper like this. This paper. This is the first paper man created without using any chemical material. It's a paper which can survive for 100 of years. It accepts all kind of painting, gouache, oil, and even typewriting. Here in our shop, we give you certificate to guarantee its validity. It can, as you see, can be wrapped or rolled without breaking. As you see. Every paper of them has or carries important idea or belief for the ancient Egyptian people because it's very old, of course. Like in this picture, which I'm going to explain to you, which is called the final judgment. This story has the idea of sin and punishment. It says simply, this is a dead person. After his death, he's taken by Anubis, the god of mummification, to read his book of reckoning, to see if he is a good person or bad person. He leads him to this scale of justice. It contains 2 scales. This scale contains the heart of the dead person, symbolically about what he has done in his world. This scale contains the feather of just, represents might, the guts of just and truth. If he is a wicked person, this heart will fall down, and he will be eaten by this animal, crocodile, which his name is Amot, as a symbol of torture in hell. If he is a good person, this feather will fall down and will be taken by Horus, the god of protection, to enter paradise, to join Isis, Osiris, and Nephthys. At the top of the picture, we see 14 judges. In front of them, the dead person, swearing that he didn't commit any sin, so he's worthy to enter paradise. Of course, he's a liar person, it's not his lawyer. Final thing, we have an Egyptian tradition called cartouche, which is this one. The ancient Egyptian people were using a graphic system of writing instead of our normal letters. For example, every letter has symbolic meaning or function. The M letter, for example, is symbolized by the owl. The owl stands for the idea of good luck.
Roller straight. Straight di Geravio.
Zamalek, it's Cairo Tower, Opera, Cairo Tower, the tower. Yes.
Is this Nile?
The Nile.
She's the Nile.
Yeah, the Nile. The Nile.
Oh.
Yes, we are passing now through the river Nile. To the right hand side you can see the branch and the bridge that we are passing through it now. We call it a 6 October bridge. And 6 October is the last war between Egypt and Israel in 1973. To the right hand side you can see the Cairo El Gezira Tower. Cairo Tower is one of the main touristic towers here in Cairo, which consists of about 80 floors, completely made of cement, no metal at all. The towers here in Cairo, which consist of about 80 floors, completely made of cement, no metal at all. 6 October Bridge is one of the most largest bridges that we have here in Cairo, which connects many parts inside the center of Cairo. In front of you to the left hand side you can see Ramses Hilton Hotel, To the right hand side you can see 9 hills. After it you can see Intercontinental, Semiramis, Meridian, Shepherd.
This is the what?
Is 9 Hilton Hotel to the right hand side.
Which river is this?
We are going now to Tahrir Square or the main Cairo Center, which inside it we are going to see the museum. If you want to use your camera inside the museum, regular camera 10 pounds, video camera 100 pounds. If you don't want to use your regular camera or video camera, you must leave it here in the coach. You're not allowed to enter the museum with it because they are going to check all your bags at the entrance. I'm going to say it again. If you want to use your video camera inside the museum, they will charge you 100 pounds. Regular camera, they will charge you 10 pounds. If you don't want to use your camera inside the museum, you are not allowed to keep your camera inside your bags because they are going to check and open all your bags before you enter the museum. If you want to use regular camera inside the museum, no flash at all.
حلو قوي. شفت بقى لازم مكشراني بقى. ان شاء الله هيحسن لو انت تجربي نفضل ننفع في الاطباق. عايز اقول لهم انا المرشد وهي ما ندبتش.
انا ما كنتش عامله حسابي، كنت انت وانا بشرح انا مش هنزل ب 500 جنيه معايا في الشنطه. To the right hand side you can see the TV building. To the left hand side you can see how in Friday most of the families used to take the ferry boat to have you see a trip in the River Nile. They used to go to a place called the Azal Qanatir or the gardens. They used to spend the whole day and they will return back at the end of the day in the same place they start from. They're using the ferry boat and they take tambourines and food and things and they enjoy the whole day in the River Nile in the boat. Most of the people in Friday used to do so. To the left hand side you can see Marriott Hotel. It's one of the 5 stars deluxe hotels here. You can see again that we are crossing the River Nile by one of the
Yani ni murama yora kurati. Roero galo gara tara mwenole ali. Rwagalo wone kugate meri no egera mwenole ya. Yoke obutiri nje no mwenole. Nende kana nalo kiro kete oku. Rwagate pero bai na tama kutira. Wa hale. Man me. Ya. The area that we are passing through it now, we call it as Muhandisin area. Also, it's one of the luxury districts that we have it here in Cairo. Allah. Allah.
Ya voy a tirar.
Pero a ver, tiro la esta como.
Vamos a la vaque.
No, 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 no.
Tabara ya hau bobole kuzakala.
Time with you, it's 9:30 now, okay? And about 10:15 we are going to finish the museum. And I'll give you another half an hour to go around the museum. So we'll finish the museum around 11 o'clock. Okay? So if anybody loses us when we are going around the museum, you can meet us in the garden of the museum. You remember the place at the gate, the same gate? The garden of the museum at 11 o'clock exactly. If anyone loses us inside the museum. Okay, or if anybody at the museum by the second floor of the museum. First of all, this museum had been built in 1902 by French man called as Mariet Pasha or the Lord Mariet. He built this museum. He was one of the most famous archaeologists and he had one of his big dreams. Okay. And it was one of his dreams, 1902, it was one of his dreams to build this museum. Normally he wants to put his excavations of the results, statues, monuments, all the things, things from tombs to put it inside a museum. He built this museum in 1902 and the second floor built in 1922. We are going to see now one of the most important tombs in the world, which belong to the boy pharaoh, Tutankhamun. Heard about him? Tutankhamun, the young boy pharaoh, 9 years old. He was king of Egypt, died very young when he was 18. This tomb is the only intact tomb in the world. We didn't find any contents of any tomb except this one. We kept all the contents of the tomb in the second floor of this museum. Everything in the second floor of the museum had been made of gold. Not 18 karat or 24 karat, it's solid gold, exactly solid gold. Okay, we are going to see now all the contents of the museum, but start first by the map of the museum. You can see the map of the museum. If you look here, you can see the design of the map of the museum, which has a steps and passage, antechamber, burial chamber, annex and treasury room. Also, you can see the contents of the tomb, and everything belonged to the boy pharaoh, which had been discovered by the two English archaeologists, Howard Carter, Lord Carnarvon, in 1922, has been put in the second floor of the museum. After finishing the second floor, we'll go to the first floor and I'll give you free time to go around the museum. Okay? We can start now by the two garden statues of the museum. Okay. Come on. Yalla yalla. We have passed through two large garden statues. Everything in the gallery here made in gold. Okay, everything belongs to him. When you look at the things, you think, oh, everything made in gold. The kings had exposed or take all the gold for themselves. Can you imagine it? Don't leave the gold for the people. Now, any prisoner, any king are not allowed to take all the gold for himself. But at the time, most of the kings used to take everything for them. Kenya, it's a royal system or democratic system? Democratic had a president like us, yes. Yes. So in these systems, it's not allowed for any president to do what he wants to do. No. He's controlled by the people. He can't in the morning take a decision that he will take all the gold of the country. He can't do this.
Yes.
Okay? First we have seen the two golden statues as a guardian for the tomb. But I would like to start first by the game of the king. The game he used to play it with his two daughters. He was 9 years old, but he had been married and he had two daughters.
9 years?
Yeah, and he died very young when he was 18. Okay, the youngest boy pharaoh of the world. He heard the word boy pharaoh. Boy, yeah, 9 years old. The game he used to play it with the god of the underworld with his two daughters. One for him, one for him, this last one. This one for the first daughter, this one for the second daughter. Okay, you can see a statue for Jackal god, Anubis, god of mummification at the time. You can see golden apples here. This is from his music. You can see that in this last piece. And we are going to start to see now. Be careful when you are walking because this may be enter the oven. Mummified 3 and 4. They are mummified because when we put some in the ground level it grows. Until now. Do you imagine it? Mummified 3 and 4.
He's coming.
3 and 4 they are mummified. We put some in the ground level it grows. The king keep them to eat them in the underworld. You cut it? Why he put things belong to the life? Because for anyone, he think that when he die, he will live second life. You believe in this idea? That when you die, the God will judge you.
Is this week
Yes.
For that young king?
Yes, for the young king, everything you can see it now in the second floor for the young king. From nowadays about 1400 BC. The youngest boy pharaoh, Tutankhamun, after Akhenaten, after the appearance of the prophet Moses.
What's the name of the young king?
Tutankhamun.
T-U-T-A-N
Amon or Amun.
K-H-A-M-U-N.
Those are the wooden chests for makeup for the queen. You can see them here, kept especially for the makeup of the queen. Wooden chests. Another also golden ones in those glass cases for the clothes, for the makeup, for the jewels, for the gold, silver, jewelry for the queen. Golden statues for the boy pharaoh. We can see the boy pharaoh here as if he is a hunter. He holds the harpoon. He's going to do one of his sports. Like you do it in Kenya, kill the hippo and the marshes. The same he taught it, kill the hippo boy pharaoh on the back of one of the leopards. Symbol for strength and power. Okay? You can see the same repeated also in the other glass piece.
This is now pure gold.
Yes. The original iron.
Newta wa gold. Hiki gani kiko da? Hiki gani kiko da? Nyamba hete yo. Tenezi.
Pure gold. Those are pens, you know? Pens. Behind the king. Yes. Pen. No, for air. For air. And the ostrich feather had been broken. You can see the rest of the body. Enemy of the boy pharaoh. You know why? To tell you, my enemy in my hand. Because you hold the walking stick from the upper part.
The enemy.
Boomerangs. Made in gold, turquoise, ivory, ebony, and also in wood. This is another sport. Have you recognized the sport? Kill him from the marshes, boomerangs. He was a sportman. Marshes. Or go to the desert, he will take it with him. Look at the original hinges. Another.
Gold. No mattress. No mattress.
No, I didn't get in the room.
No mattress. No mattress.
Golden.
Just
have beds, but they died, don't they?
Another golden beds to do the operations and mummification on those 3 golden beds which had been used or had been made of gold, and they used to do the mummification on those 3 golden beds. The first had been the ship of the cow, the message. The ship of the
It's difficult because they are
made in gold. The umbrella of the boy Pharaoh had been made of wood covered with gold. His umbrella. Look here at this sheet behind you. Sorry. This cloth of linen used to be put on the upper part of this one. So it's not used for rainy days. It's outdoors one. Protect him from the heat of the sun. Look here at the glass case. Look at the headrest for resting the heads. For ivory, for gold. Okay?
resting the head.
And come on here of the boy Pharaoh also. Look at here to his underwear.
Underwear?
Yes, underwear clothes.
Here.
Here.
I've seen it.
You can see in this one.
Hallo? Hallo? Bleiben Sie in Schatzkammer 15 Minuten. Und dann nachher...
Golden decorations. Things had been, necklaces had been found on the ground of the tomb. And in those alabaster jars, you can finish.
What was it?
Just the things found in the ground of the tomb, remaining of the things.
Okay.
But look here at those alabaster jars, we find inside them the contents of the body. The intestines, the liver, the lungs, the heart, in 4 alabaster jars full with palm oil. And found in those, they are jars, not statues.
Yeah?
Jars. Jars. Keep the contents of the body of the king inside them. During mummification, they don't keep the things inside the body. They take it out. We find this alabaster one inside this golden box. It's time for you now to enter one of the most important rooms we have it here in this gallery. We call it as the treasury room, which you are going to see inside it the golden coffins, which weigh about 130 kilograms of solid gold. And you are going to see the mask of the boy Pharaoh. All the gold, the jewelries of the boy Pharaoh, the museum kept them in this treasury room. And no guidance, we are not allowed as guides to explain what's inside. Just outside and give time for tourists to go around in order not to spend too much time inside and to go around to have a look. So we have from now 15 minutes to go around inside this room to have a look around, and then all the group will meet together again in the same place here. And here, and you can see another one here. You can go around by the video camera.
I'm sorry, I don't want to breathe.
Can you see inside? Can you see? This is sorry? Yes. Was he killed? Was he killed? Natural. Can you see what he's holding? Can you see me? I think that's why many people don't look at museums like this.
No, this side. You know, they go to the area.
mum is taken from the tomb. Na iguru rĩacio rĩkaplacwo mbica ya mũndũ ũcio akua. Arĩkia kuohwo ũguo rĩ, ekagĩrwo mbica yake igũrũ. Rĩu nĩ waya. Model of the funerary temple and pyramid of King Sahure the fifth, Abu Shir after El Borshad.
Mothe George twarekia kuona gũkũ nĩ ũkumio wa gũkũ thĩ. Mũthamaki ũcio thahabu ciothe athikagwo nacio kũhoya mĩhianano gwĩka mokumio ma thĩ. No Mwathani Ngai mwene hinya wothe nĩekire ciama ciake tũkaitũ tũka twa mĩhianano atũnyoka tũu hĩndĩ ĩrĩa twokire kũhonokia ciana cia Isiraeli nĩatũragire na ũndũ wothe wĩkaga wa Ngai ũkorwo wĩna gĩtũmi nĩgetha andũ aya nĩgetha na makĩrega Mwathani nĩmonirio kwĩ Ngai ũrĩa wa ma, Ngai wa Isiraeli. Na thĩinĩ wa Bible Ngai wa Isiraeli nowe ũcio wa Jakubu na nowe rũruka rwa David na noho Mwathani witũ Yesu Kristo aimire hamwe na maitũ Maria. Koguo matikiuga matirĩ Mwathani na matirĩ Ngai na gũtirĩ ũndũ wĩkĩkaga ũtarĩ na gĩtũmi gĩakuo. Ngwĩciria thĩna mangĩ no macio. Thiĩ na mbere nini maũndũ ma Ngai me hinya nĩ kuona atĩ rĩu maũndũ macio ma Farao ma ũhoi wa nyoka na magogo na maũndũ ma gũkũ thĩ rĩu nĩ marathiĩ magĩthiraga na rĩu nĩ tũramenyire atĩ thĩinĩ wa bũrũri ũyũ kwĩna andũ arĩa metĩkĩtie Ngai ta 20% na mangĩthiĩ ũguo thĩ nĩ megũthiĩ na magarũrũke na arĩa megũkorwo magĩtĩkia mathĩna makorwo marĩ aingĩ na hihi ona maigana nĩ ũndũ ũmwe na Arabu kana mamakĩre. Maũndũ ma Ngai nĩ maingĩ na tũkĩmuonaga na Ngai nĩekũruta wĩra wake.
We came here especially to speak or to see about the history of the boy pharaoh King Tutankhamun. This boy pharaoh, he was about 9 years old when he was king of Egypt, and he succeeded to be the king of the country for about another 9 years. He died very young when he was 18 years old. And his death, of course, up to nowadays is under discussion because he didn't die normally. Maybe his wife had been killed him and she had been after that married his vizier or his official after that. And we knew this because when we make x-ray to the mummy of the boy pharaoh in the British Museum in London, we find a scratch at his brain. Maybe someone shot him or killed him. And this x-ray had been made when we make the gallery in the British Museum in London for all the contents and the treasures of the boy pharaoh Tutankhamun. We find this scratch at the brain in the x-ray of the mummy at exactly the year 1970 when we take all the contents to get all around the world. Of course, this boy pharaoh had many important things in his life. For example, he succeeded to lead many wars against the Hittites. He succeeded to build many wonderful tombs and temples. But of course he died very young, but his tomb is the only intact tomb on the world. We have discovered all the important golden treasures inside his tomb, and it was marble contents. We never find it in any country or any world at all. The mummy of the white pharaoh is still in the tomb in Luxor. We didn't bring it here to the museum because we get afraid of the humidity and the weather here in the museum will spoil the mummy. So we still keep the mummy in the museum, in the tomb in Luxor. One of the most important things you must know when you read about the tomb of the boy pharaoh, that after the opening of this tomb, 40 accidents had happened. All 40 accidents. All the workers who discovered this tomb had been died in accidents. Not normal death, but died in accidents. So maybe if you believe in the idea of the curse of the pharaohs, you believe in it, that there is something called as the curse of the pharaohs, that your soul will take revenge from anyone who will enter the tomb and look for the mummy and want to know about the secrets of the body or the mummy. When we opening the tomb or we start to open the tomb, all the archaeologists who discovered the tomb, all the workers died in accidents. It happened also before in many other tombs, but the maximum number had happened after the discovery of this tomb, 40 accidents. Yes, this is what we may call it as the curse of the pharaohs, or what had happened during this tomb. Another idea also, we don't reach it up till nowadays, how the pharaohs at the time used to make the mummy, how they can preserve the body in a very good condition up till nowadays. We don't reach this idea. Okay?
Any question? So you're saying the skull was taken to Britain?
Yes.
Operation sort of?
Yes. And from this X-ray in the British Museum in London, we found a scratch at the brain. We found that someone shot him or killed him. After this, we knew that his wife married his official, and he became king of Egypt. So maybe the wife make a trick, something like this, plan to kill the king and take the throne for herself or her lover.
And did he have only one wife?
One wife, two daughters, no sons.
After that, you brought the body back to the tomb?
Yes.
So it remains there?
After that, we make mummy. Okay, and we make the mummy, and we keep the mummy in the tomb up to nowadays.
Up to nowadays. Is it in a pyramid?
Tomb? No, in Luxor they don't make pyramids. They make tombs like mountains. A mountain and cut the tomb in it. In Cairo they make pyramids, but in Luxor they develop. They make tombs in mountains. No, you will if you travel to Luxor, but your trip just like Cairo. If you travel to the south, you need 10 days in Egypt. 10 days to make all day. Yes.
Is it possible for tourists to see his remains?
His mommy, no.
Where have you kept it?
What?
The remains.
And
Kenyamo giki kama cia meka gerere matigo giki tuke mutwe.
Kiiga giki. Kiiga giki. Ya menya ne gya kagiro kuria kiraini.
Gikubia no ndare kubia giki tuona ria ete gikubia kina hara gya korodi.
Kinyamkiria. Giki giki ali gya gicango.
Ni gicango.
Kiari bronze.
Kiari kihondo. Yero bisa ko kita mau umutene umungana ruhi. Oh heri da. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lama dito kaya tutano. Dia dah kamu kundati ba? Kamu tahu? Tutano ko. Nengira gudu ko kaya mga ko na iya. Wana. Eat the floors.
Eight zero.
What do you call that? What do you call that?
Does it have a name? Is it a hotel? Is it a government office? WC or the DFC? You know it. شوف تشرحيشها كيف المواضيع You don't know?
To the left hand side you can see the AFC University, the American University.
شغالة؟ أيوة